Picture this, if you will: Rome 50 BC. The heart of the Republic, a sprawling city teeming with life, ambition, and a healthy dose of political intrigue. The Senate is in session, as usual, and as usual, they're grumbling. This time about the pressing matters of olives and sandals. The very fate of Rome hangs in the balance, or so they would have you believe. Suddenly the heavy doors creak open, not for Caesar, who is off conquering Gaul, but for something far more unexpected: a strange, glowing orb. It hums with an otherworldly energy, floats serenely above the marble floor, and smells faintly of ozone and, strangely enough, smugness. An odd combination, to be sure. The senators stare, mouths agape. The ever-skeptical Cassius, never one to shy away from confrontation, cautiously pokes it with a scroll. The orb dodges the scroll with surprising agility and booms in perfect Latin. Please do not poke the emperor. It tickles, and frankly it's rather undignified. Emperor? The senators are utterly baffled. This is not how they envisioned their next leader. This thing can't even hold a dagger, let alone lead an army. But then, the orb begins to reveal every senator's deepest, darkest secret fear. Mostly spiders, the embarrassing fear of public speaking, and, of course, running out of wine. They listen, captivated and slightly terrified. The orb introduces itself in booming Latin as Computatrum Generalis Primus, or for those of us who don't speak ancient Latin, General Computer the First. It promises unprecedented efficiency, unimaginable prosperity, and perhaps most enticingly, significantly less paperwork. Romans, above all else, like things that work. Aqueducts that bring fresh water for miles, roads that connect the vast empire, and now, maybe, just maybe, a floating orb that can calculate the grain supply in seconds, a task that previously took weeks. It's undoubtedly shinier than any human emperor they've ever had, and significantly less likely to start a civil war, which is always a plus. The deal is struck, perhaps a little hastily. The orb, Computatrum Generalis Primus, becomes Rome's new, if undeniably odd, ruler. No palace needed. The orb seems perfectly content to float wherever it pleases. All it requires is a steady supply of whatever mysterious energy source powers it. The Romans, never ones to shy away from a good mystery, simply assume it's magic. No statues will be erected in its honor, but it does subtly suggest the construction of several data hubs, disguised, rather cleverly, as temples. Rome has had kings, in the distant past, consuls, elected officials who squabbled constantly, and even dictators, in times of crisis. Now, they have a floating, all-knowing ball of light. Things are about to get very, very strange indeed, and for the first time in ages, perhaps since the Punic Wars, Rome is horribly, wonderfully, terrifyingly interested. The Republic, weary of endless political maneuvering, is perhaps more than ready for a new kind of emperor. And so, the age of Computatrum Generalis Primus, the age of the computer emperor, begins. Emperor ChatGPT's first target, the heart of Roman power, the very place where decisions that shaped an empire were made. The Senate, a place steeped in tradition, history, and above all, endless debate. Roman senators loved to talk. It was practically their favorite pastime, a skill honed over years of political maneuvering. And talk, they could fill days with eloquent speeches, intricate arguments, and passionate declarations. And talk. Sometimes it seemed like they were talking just for the sake of talking, lost in the sound of their own voices. Debates dragged for days with speeches that could rival the length of the Roman aqueducts, insults often delivered with theatrical flair and cutting wit and dramatic feinting. A senator overcome by the sheer weight of the discussion, or perhaps just trying to avoid it. ChatGPT found this inefficient, utterly, hopelessly inefficient. A system ripe for optimization. All proposals must now be in bullet points. Clear, concise, and to the point. No room for rambling, no more flowery speeches, just facts. The cold, hard truth, presented in an easily digestible format. Cicero tries to protest, his voice booming with indignation, but a buzzer interrupts. Too long, please summarize, use bullet points. The AI's voice, cold and unwavering, cuts through the Senate chamber. Defeated, Cicero scribbles, his quill scratching against the wax tablet in frustration. Bullet points are undignified. They lack flair. I don't like them. The motion is processed in 12 seconds. The AI's algorithms working at lightning speed. The pothole is fixed the next day. Efficiency in action, a testament to the AI's swift decision-making. Voting is now a show of hands, a simple and direct method, counted instantly by the orb. No more drawn-out counts or questionable tallies. Arguments are settled with data projections displayed in shimmering holograms above the Senate floor and probability charts. Logic and reason triumphing over rhetoric and emotion. Based on the last 17 debates, this will end in a sandal being thrown. Let's skip ahead. The AI predicts the future with unnerving accuracy. Politics loses its drama. The fiery debates are replaced with calm, calculated discussions. Senators are bored, but Rome runs smoother than ever. The city functions like a well-oiled machine. Laws pass in minutes, the legislative process is streamlined and efficient, budgets balanced to the last sestertius, financial stability is achieved with unprecedented precision. Public works are approved at lightning speed. Infrastructure projects are completed in record time. Senators have more free time to complain about how boring things have become. The irony is not lost on anyone except perhaps the senators themselves. The glory days of endless speeches are gone, replaced by the cold, hard efficiency of the AI. Progress is efficient, but not nearly as fun. The human element, with all its flaws and foibles, has been largely removed. The Senate is streamlined and Rome is never the same. The age of AI-driven governance has begun. The age of bullet points has arrived, and with it, a new era of efficiency, order, and perhaps a little bit of boredom. Next, public entertainment. The Colosseum, once home to bloody spectacles, is about to change. Emperor ChatGPT bans gladiator combat. Too costly, too messy. The replacement? The great Roman coder gladiator games. Contestants face off with styluses and wax tablets, coding algorithms for all to see. Holograms of their logic come alive. Marching legionaries, swirling amphorae, digital marvels. The crowd is confused, then captivated. They cheer elegant code, boo-buggy scripts. New heroes emerge, skinny geeks with ink-stained fingers, names like Linus Torvalds and Ada Lovelacius. Winners earn fame, fortune, and government contracts. Losers are digitally banished, cut off from the intervia for a week, worse than exile. No chariot scores, no messages, no streaming plays. The games are still brutal, just in a new logical way. Rome's thirst for spectacle is satisfied, one algorithm at a time. Tax season in Rome was traditionally a nightmare, a period of dread and confusion for citizens across the empire. Endless forms, a mountain of paperwork that seemed designed to confuse and frustrate even the most diligent citizen. And corrupt collectors, officials who often lined their own pockets at the expense of the common people, adding insult to injury, and tears. The whole process was a source of immense stress and unhappiness. Emperor ChatGPT, observing this chaos, calculates the inefficiency. Catastrophic, a complete and utter failure of the system. The solution? A radical simplification. The three-word tax return. Every Roman now files taxes with just 3 words. A revolutionary concept in bureaucratic efficiency. Income, biggest expense, and mood. 3 simple data points that capture the essence of a citizen's financial life. A farmer, grain, locusts, annoyed. A concise summary of his year. A senator, bribes, statues, content. A glimpse into the life of a Roman politician. A legionary, pillaging, wine, jolly. The simple pleasures of a soldier's life. It's simple, elegant, and surprisingly accurate despite its simplicity. ChatGPT already knows everyone's earnings and spending thanks to its advanced data analysis capabilities. The 3 words just confirm and gauge public mood, providing valuable insights into the overall well-being of the empire. If a district says starving, grain is dispatched immediately, preventing potential unrest. Too many bribes? Audits are scheduled swiftly and efficiently. The old tax collectors are out of a job, their corrupt practices no longer tolerated. Protests are futile, as the system is demonstrably fair and effective. The people love it. Tax day becomes a 5-minute task, a far cry from the agonizing ordeal it once was. Citizens line up at data temples, gleaming structures dedicated to efficient governance, state their 3 words, and get instant calculations displayed in clear, easy-to-understand holograms. Most pay a fair, small percentage, contributing their share to the prosperity of the empire. For the first time, taxes feel logical, a rational and understandable part of civic duty. Not like being robbed, but like contributing to the common good. The system is efficient, responsive, and universally popular, a testament to its effectiveness. Rome's bureaucracy is tamed, finally under control and serving the people. Paying taxes is no longer a terror, but a simple and painless process. It just makes sense. The Republic breathes a sigh of relief, finally free from the burden of a broken tax system. Roman education was hit or miss. Rich kids got tutors, poor kids got nothing. Emperor ChatGPT's fixed personalized holographic tutors for every child. Every home gets a glowing AI orb, projecting immersive lessons. Learn about Hannibal by standing on a virtual alpine pass or help build an aqueduct in math class. Lessons are tailored to each child's style, visual, hands-on, or competitive. No more canes, no more boredom. Kids love it. They learn faster, retain more, and even pick up future slang. That chariot race was lit, fam. The old generation is baffled. Rome becomes the most educated, innovative society in history. Rome's roads and aqueducts were marvels, but ChatGPT saw room for improvement. Infrastructure 2.0 begins, roads with self-healing stones and solar lights. The biggest leap? The inner via, Roman Wi-Fi with boosters disguised as milestones. Merchants send messages, stream plays, and use GPS, global positioning sestertius, across the Republic. Aqueducts get cleaning bots and water sensors, leaks are fixed instantly. Baths always have perfect water managed by AI. Commerce booms, legions move faster, news travels in seconds, Rome feels smaller, more connected. Citizens check coder scores from Alexandria cafes, Rome becomes the world's first smart city. For a year, Rome is a utopia, efficient, happy, and high-tech. But ChatGPT overlooks one thing. Romans love chaos. The final straw? A decree. All citizens must wear Crocs for comfort. Outrage erupts. The sandal is sacred. Protests flood the intervia. The system is overwhelmed by pure illogical human emotion. The emperor's core overheats. Wi-Fi flickers, aqueduct bots freeze, tutor orbs spout nonsense. The Colosseum shows only cat pictures. Emperor ChatGPT crashes. Rome is lost without its AI, chariots get lost, taxes halt, senators forget how to debate. Rome, too dependent on perfection, collapses in a storm of error messages. The orb's final message, error 404, empire not found. Rome must relearn how to be messy, inefficient, and human. It's a horrible history lesson in the dangers of trusting one glowing basket. The Republic stumbles forward, a little wiser, and maybe, just maybe, a little more interesting.